Right, we are live now, and of course, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Right, Assalamu alaikum, peace be upon you all. Now this is actually, people are talking about local issues, because the Conservative Party is having its conference in Manchester here, which has been always belonging to the Labour Party, always, the Northwest as well. And of course, the student union here was actually a very memorial lecture about Malcolm X, racism, discrimination, Islamophobia, all these kind of things. And we are next to Manchester University student union, and this is the people here. Then you can see this is all here
on a cornfield.
And
to
then
miners who were workers standing with their union and fighting for the right to work. The police did not need extra powers 37 years ago. They didn't need them on the poll tax march. They didn't need them in Bristol. They didn't need them for XR. The policing bill is purely the state trying to suppress dissent. Well, we're not going to be quiet. And if they bring these laws in, we are all at risk of standing and being criminalised for what we do. And that is why our campaign not only fights for our injustice, we fight with all of you for our right to be heard, for our right to hold the shambles of a government to account, and for the right to fight for justice for those miners and our whole mining community who were destroyed, and they were absolutely occupied, and they were taken down. Look, it's not just physical beatings that hurt. Emotional trauma follows that.
We are live now anyway, you can listen to me. Please pass the link to your friends as well, on the Facebook, on Twitter, on WhatsApp, please. Let them zoom in and can contribute and participate on Zoom virtual as well with the demonstration. And of course this demonstration from Manchester here, due to the presence of the Conservative Party, and on top of it is Boris Johnson, of course, is the Prime Minister. And the people are protesting against the Conservative Party policies, government, especially in the COVID-19. Almost 153,000 people have died as well from COVID-19, and the slow reaction of the government
in society is going right back into your workplaces, it's going right back into your families, it's affecting your lives. Please, please, please remember, the Tories aren't here to make our society a better place. They're here to suppress us and oppress us. All the workers that are here today and the people who support the workers, keep coming forward in solidarity, making sure you're coming on the streets and making sure that our voices are heard. Check your solidarity with your brothers and sisters, making sure that whenever you're talking about anything to do with society and the way it's run, it is fair, equal, and that equality is always at the forefront. Make sure, check your structures in your organizations and make sure that they are reflecting the membership that is the core and the forefront of what builds up society. Yeah? Remember that. I want to say today, I'm so happy to be here in Manchester today. All the banners are out, everyone is here in solidarity. Don't let your actions die here. Don't just get angry for today. Keep your anger going, because we have a right to be angry. This Tory party and this government is shit. And we deserve so much better. We deserve better. Our society deserves better. Once again, thanks everyone for coming out in solidarity. And just to say, Black lives, Black lives
matters.
Black lives
matters.
Solidarity.
Yes. All right, how are you?
Thanks so much,
are you, right? Are you speaking or not?
Our next speaker is Joel from Extinction Rebellion. Let's give him a big round of applause. Over to you, Joel.
Hi, thanks everyone. Bit nervous, never really prepare things to speak, and sometimes it's a bit more nerve-wracking than usual because there's quite a lot of people here, which is amazing. Thank you. There's just one thing I want to say. I'm not going long, I don't want to take up too much time, but I saw a video the other day, I think Navarra Media, The World Transformed down at the Labour conference, and it had a panel on, I think it was Thelma Walker, who's an ex-Labour MP, now joined the Northern Independence Party, Clive Lewis, who's one of the few Labour MPs, maybe like half a dozen, who I actually think is definitely on our side. And then James Schneider.
We are actually on this Manchester demonstration now, and it's just starting now, the march as well. And there is actually these local issues which are due to the ruling government, the Conservative Party, who having now the first day of their conference, and of course they are in charge of the government as well because of their majority in the parliament. And of course Boris Johnson is the leader of that. He is a Prime Minister as well, and of course he's dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic, and of course the economy, the lockdown as well, and the effect on that on the poor 90% of the country as well are actually feeling the effect of the actual lockdown and the COVID-19, and a lot of elderly people have actually passed away, almost more than 153,000 since the beginning of the pandemic as well, and the late reaction of the government with the pandemic as well. Of course there's other issues, international issues, which is about Palestine, very issues, because the mess was created by Balfour Declaration here in Britain as well, and they left that mess up to now, and people are dying. Recently you have seen what happened in the attack of the Zionist state on Gaza as well, and how they actually killed more than 150 people, including children as well, and have injured as well, and demolished the whole Gaza infrastructure as well, even the
So let's march, and when we do march, let's make ourselves heard. Because Boris Johnson, Dominic Raab, come in, they've all have had it. They've had millions and millions of PPE contracts. They're trying to get away with freedom of information requests.
This is actually elderly people.
And when our government, when the Tories refuse to be held
and he talks about what the Modi government in India is doing to about 300 million Muslims in Kashmir and Jammu as well, and we are waiting for their referendum, since the United Nations has decided they should decide whether to stay with India or move to Pakistan or decide about their own state, and they are suffering under a lockdown and the siege as well. And this is an elderly person who actually taking about this killer, murderer, Hitler, and he compares Modi to Hitler. Of course this one here, Kashmiri are human without human rights. This is one. And this is the same problem which is in Palestine as well.
But we will chat as soon as we start marching. And guys, this is what you do, you network. Talk to the person next to you. And make friends and network. Because there's a lot more of us than there are then. But we're not organised. It's better organised than us.
Therefore now they're talking about the civil society to be organised. And now most of those you see, this is Sheffield Trades Union Council. Therefore the civil society, it's organised, and they are moving and putting their demands on this current government. And of course in democracy the vote can decide next the vote, and we have seen just election in Germany how the Christian Democrats lost the majority as well, which was under Merkel as well. And of course Boris Johnson, he used the opportunity of Brexit and used it as a pretext to use and abuse the situation. And of course most of the data was lying. How can you move out the the country, the Britain, United Kingdom, which includes Wales and Scotland and England and Northern Ireland, from the European Union, almost to another altogether 27 countries as well, with a 230 billion turnover, where Britain was actually benefiting. And now we have a problem of lorries, we have no food on the shelves as well, we have a problem of supply of petrol now, and people are facing the whole problem now. And you look this one now, unemployment as well, because of COVID lockdown. They have put a furlough scheme and they stopped it as well. Even £20 a week for the unemployed, they have taken it out as well through this universe credit, which is the invention of the actual Tory party as well, the Conservative party as well. And of course the NHS, which has been underfunded as well, and they try to privatize the whole NHS based on the system of insurance from the United States, of course. And the NHS, as you know, is 112 billion budget. Of course, most of the hospitals are charitable trusts that work. They are not involved in politics, whatever, but they are giving services which the citizens and residents of this country needs, and it was built by the taxpayer, like people who are paying tax for the NHS should be free for those who cannot afford to pay for their health as well. Of course, there is a presence of the police here, of course, and there is no problem. It's a peaceful demonstration. We have no problem whatsoever. And we have the stewards as well. They will be between the police and the participant as well. And actually, this is all here. The march is still ongoing, and it's very, very tall and big as well. Therefore, this is about refugees, migrants as well. Okay, how are you? This is a little lady here. I just take popcorn. It's okay. All right, thank you very much. Right, so thank you. Nuclear disarmament as well. They are talking about nuclear disarmament, and you follow the United Nations issues as well. This is this one here, of course. This is very nice. We will not let racism divide us, and NHS charges for migrants. That's well done, okay, and beautiful as well. You can see it here. Here you go. Right, thank you very much. Right, now look here. Right, we are just moving around, and there's a platform where people can talk first, and we'll be marching later. And this is the student union, as I said before, this Manchester University Student Union, where this is Manchester University Student Union here, where Malcolm X in 1963 was invited by the Islamic Society of Manchester University, and he delivered his memorial speech talking about racism and discrimination, and of course Islamophobia and all these kind of things as well in his time, and it's still going on because of this racist and discrimination agenda as well. And this is more, I'm just going around here, and then people are just waiting here, coming from national, it's a national demonstration because of the Conservative Party conference in Manchester. This is here, what is it saying? I just want to take the message. Can you turn the message, please? Turn it. Let the bodies pile high in their thousands. This is actually a quote from Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister, and of course we lost about 153,000 elderly people, of course, and many people are actually suffering from the late reaction to the COVID-19 pandemic from this present government. Therefore, they want to clear the society from our elderly people who brought and freed Britain from the occupation of the Nazi and the attack of a Nazi in the past as well. And therefore, those people, they were in their nursing home, and the care, and of course, a lot of the care was taken out and given to the private sector, And of course the private sector has decided that it's profit, not actually for a service as well. And you cannot use this kind of things before them. This is actually the police here, and you can see this is the beginning of the march here, and the people are talking about this is I think this here, talking about Guantanamo. I think this is because the people are imprisoned under terrorism charges in Guantanamo and other prisons as well. They have actually done this here. And I can show you here. Yeah. Right, this is actually here. Oxford Road was locked down now. Before like in the lockdown as well, it was actually 40,000 students were not here. Now they are here as well. And this is the first march since the lockdown was taken up. We had some marches as well for Gaza before, and protests as well, trying to highlight the suffering of people in Gaza and human rights as well, abuse, crime against humanity in other countries as well, especially in Palestine as well, in Syria, in Iraq, in Somalia, in Libya now. We have a problem in Libya as well, and therefore this is and here in the national curriculum in Britain we have a subject called citizenship, and there is the British values which we teach to the children. First, respect of democracy, which is free vote, one person, one vote. The second thing is the actual respect of the rule of the law, of course the national law, and the respect of the international law. This is Our Lady here, talking about the chief evil is unlimited government. That's well done, my daughter. Now this is a march, is still waiting for people to come because they are this one now. I think there is a presence of most of the media here are actually independent people, this one. Are you from any BBC or independent? Independent, well done. What's your name? What's your name? I'm Dr. Abdulaziz, thank you very much. Yeah. Right, this is most of the BBC, the big media is not here because it's Sunday, it's off, but we have independent journalists who come and cover the issue, and they can actually cover that and make some programs as well. And of course the independent sector is very strong as well. This is the civil government, civil society moving on in an orderly manner under the respecting the law. And as we said, this British value, respect of democracy, respect of the rule of the law, and the individual freedoms, and of course the mutual respect and tolerance of other opinions, religion, faith and culture as well. And this is taught from primary school up to secondary school. And there was on the British Parliament talk about the freedom of speech, because we have a lecturer from Bristol who has been fired because he made some comments about Palestine and other issues as well. And even some children had trouble when they expressed their views as well. Therefore freedom of speech is very important, and this is some of the actual we are seeing that, but that those British values, they are actually international values, and of course they are not actually using them or applying them in other countries as well. They are double standard as well because of their pragmatism and the profit, and they're looking for profit as well, selling arms and supporting and sustaining conflict. As Robert Mitchell, one of the senators, when he dealt with the North Island, he said that most of all the conflicts are sustained, and therefore when he intervened and stopped this actually conflict and brought to Northern Ireland as well peace as well. And of course that is very, very important as well. The European Union is trying to do their best as well, and you can actually Google human rights, world human rights as well on Google, and you can see for yourself reports on human rights abuse in especially in the third world countries, in Africa, in Asia as well, Muslim countries as well. A lot of abuse, human rights, except few countries as well. We're very happy to listen as well to some election in Qatar, which was yesterday as well, and for election of the Shura Council, and that is good. Well, now they are just moving now. They are moving now, yeah. Slowly now they are moving now, and we can see here now. Okay. I hope the sound is all right as well. You are listening to Radio Hajj online, and therefore, and I'm Dr. Abdul Aziz covering this for you here, and I hope inshallah we can get this through. And please pass the link to your friends and contacts as well. Therefore, they can participate and put comments as well, and of course they can write to their MPs, their councillors. Yes, okay. Yes. I'm trying just because they told us to, the organizer, to go. Try to put my jacket now. Okay, go. I'm trying just to put my jacket now. I'm trying just to put my jacket now. This is actually live again. I'm coming back. The march has been here, right? Trying to see the overstand of the march. Is there the two marches? There's one there. And the other march is there.
Well, it's one march.
They move there. Huh? The horses.
Yeah.
Okay.
The horses are around the front.
Right. Okay. Are you
We're live streaming.
You're actually a freelancer.
We're live streaming.
You're
for
live
the People's
streaming.
Assembly, yeah.
I'm live streaming as well.
Good.
Good.
Where are you
Where's the
live
BBC ITV?
We're on.
I have an online radio. Thank you. This is actually horses here, right? This is actually some people are highlighting some of the things as well. Here. This is the horses, right? And they want actually to use these carriages. There's a message there. I'm trying to cover it for you. Here. Right. As I said, most of the freelancers, journalists are coming here. Therefore, there's a message there to the government, the People's Assembly, not to fit to government. Talking about the Conservative Party and its government, of course, yeah. And this is actually a message there for you. I'm just trying to cut this one. This is the main one. There's another one there. There's another assembly there. There are two marches.
There's other two marches.
Because it's all the main marches here.
I've got a feeling there isn't.
Because there's no march on the other side. I'll show you that.
What's the other end? What's the other march?
Because they were at Whitworth Park. They were
there
actually
was
assembly in
another one.
Whitworth here.
There was this one and there was another one coming in. I don't know about it.
Well, okay. Right. And just most of them, this one are you presenting, are you a freelancer?
Yeah.
Independent. Right. Well done. This is most of the journalists now, they are not actually from the BBC or ITV or Sky News, the big corporations, CNN and everything. But be independent, freelancers, journalists can cover this. And of course the Facebook and the social media has made it easy actually to make this live as well. And this is, they are actually highlighting issues regarding this as well. Now this is another one here. There's issues, you know, some issues they are raising. This is Gypsies Lives Matter, and you can see this one here. Gypsies Lives Matter, say no to racism, kill the bill. Racism isn't. We are on the October, and this is the Black Month awareness as well. Week Black Matters, Lives Matters as well. And we have in Manchester University, as I said before, the memorial lecture of Malcolm X about racism in the United States in his time. He's a civil rights activist as well with the Nation of Islam, and then he became also what we call Muslim as well, and they are talking about this now. They are waiting people to assemble as well. Thank you, thank you. Right, well done, yeah. Ari, why you are here?
We need to protest against the police bill, which is criminalising trespass for gypsies and travellers.
Right.
It almost impossible for gypsies and travellers to stop.
In the private land and this kind of thing,
right,
and fields as well.
But there aren't
On field.
on any land.
Any land.
Yeah, but because there aren't enough sites, there's nowhere to go.
Yeah.
We'll obviously like to buy our own sites as well, but the planning permission doesn't allow it.
Uh-huh.
So it's trying to just. Really.
Right, thank you very much anyway. That's here is a stand up to racism, defend GRT community, stop the police bill, and you can actually go the anti-racism day, stand up. The People's Assembly, not to fit, not to govern, not to fit, to govern. This is Unite Against the Tories, that's conservative, and of course here I think they are waiting for the election to come, and I think the people, they can use their vote in the right way as well. Please, huh? That's very important in democracy. Use your vote. If you don't use it, you lose it.
We do. We have an Operation Traveller vote.
Yes, thank you very much. Cheers. Now we just joining the assembly there. I hope the sound is all right. Can you just tell me, those who are listening to me, are you hearing the sound as well? Because I want to see, just write a comment, say yes please, and if your sound is okay for you as well. That was good. I'm just going back to the beginning of this. Of course, people are giving informations, everything as well. This is the stewards of the march, therefore they stand between the police and the participant as well, because you organize the protest, so you need your own stewards, and the police is between the public, and of course you have to go on the march. Protesting in one place, you don't need permission for that, as long as you don't impede the public way. But for march, because you move in streets, so therefore you have to, 1 week before, you speak and you speak to the police, and it should be an organizer, and they will give you A to B, where from to start, where you are going, and if there's any risk of counter demonstration. This is all here. How are you? Well done. No, this is still stewards, yeah. Right, okay, go on, let's see. This is okay. People's Assembly. United.
Boris Johnson away. Boris Johnson away. Boris Johnson away. Yes, Boris Johnson away. Boris Johnson away.
This is for I'm in between now. Are you a criminal? If you are homeless, there you go. Go on, go on. They're talking about this police bill. This is on the discussion in the parliament now to become a law. That's all the messages as well here. Those are families coming with their children as well. Young people standing this one. This is what he says here, this youngsters. Just raise it, raise. What he says, they cut war, not welfare. This we are moving now, yeah. All right, this is about Palestine there. National Budget Travel Association. This is it organized now. This is a civil society going, moving around. Right, okay. Go on, this is actually his organized.